congratulations on the Manager of the Month award.
Thank you.
Many managers don't want it. They talk about the next game curse, but it's a reflection, isn't it, on good recruitment and a good pre-season.
It's a reflection of everything, and you can have those two things, and then you can lose football matches, and you're not going to get this award. At the end of the day, it's about being consistent and trying to get all the right decisions every single day, and then put them as much as possible in football games, which at the end decide the momentum of a football club.
Obviously, you're going to check on the players with another training session tomorrow, but I want to talk about Emil Smith Rowe. There was a video that he sort of had some discomfort in the warm-down after Manchester United. Can you give us more on that? And he looked visibly upset at some point.
Yes, that's been an ongoing issue that he's had. He's had some discomfort in the groin area. Unfortunately, he hasn't had any continuity this season, and it's something that we are trying to assess, trying to help him as much as possible in any way that we can, because we need him fit, we need him available, and we need him performing at the best level, because he's such an important player for us. And unfortunately, for this period and period last year, we haven't had him.
Just on the international call-ups, no Ben White for England. Are you surprised by that? And also, is there a worry? He's playing well at right back, but if he's playing right back, then Gareth Southgate's overlooking him at centre half.
He's played in both positions. Sometimes he's been selected, sometimes no. I think to have versatile players that can play at the level that Ben can in both positions, as centre defender and fullback, is something, in my opinion, that any manager wants, especially when you go for a tournament, which a lot of things can happen. That's Gareth's decision and his coaching staff. And what I can tell you that whenever Ben gets the call, he will be ready.
Just on the Brazilians, because the Brazilian coach has visited here and he's got a good relationship with you and Edu, but I was a little bit surprised to see Gabriel Jesus not selected. Have you been given a reason for that?
I haven't. What I have to do is try to convince the players that they have to continue to do that, put their head down, accept the decision that are made by the coach of the national team, and give them even more reasons, if necessary, that is so evident that they have to be selected. And that's the way the boys reacted, and there's nothing else to comment.
Finally, Arsene Wenger talking this week with David Dean's book launch, so he hasn't been back to Arsenal since leaving the club. Now, I know you've got a good relationship with him and he bought you, but I was quite surprised that he's not back. Would you love to see him back at some stage? Because he said he didn't want to be a problem. He wanted to stay away completely. I
would love to. I think he has explained it. I think he has every window, every door in this football club open whenever he is ready, whenever he feels it's the right moment to do so. To do it. He knows that from my side. He knows that from many other people at the football club, and hopefully that will happen soon, because I think that it will inspire, and a lot of people are going to be so happy to see him back.
Because finally, I just feel like looking at the Brentford game last year, there was COVID issues, injuries. It's a completely different Arsenal now, isn't it? I mean, is this more Mikel's Arsenal, isn't it, this season?
This is Arsenal Football Club. It's everybody's club, and everybody's contributing the right way. Obviously, the context is changed, the environment is changed, and now we have to maintain it as it is for a long time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hi, Mikel. You well?
I'm good, thank you.
Just going back to Ben White not being in the England team. Gareth Southgate always says that he'll pick players on form, and Ben has clearly been on form for Arsenal this year. As a manager, how much, when you pick a player in your 11, how much is form ahead of trust and what a player has done before? Because when you look at it, Harry Maguire hasn't played for Manchester United yet. He is in the England team. Ben White has played well for Arsenal yet isn't.
I don't know. You guys take every time word by word, as well. Every time we say something, but listen, Gareth picks the best team, the best squad that he believes is for now. It doesn't mean that it's going to be the case in November. The squad that they have available is just incredible, and everything that we can do to help Ben, we are trying to do so. And I think Ben is giving a lot of reasons to be selected, and that's all we can do.
Of course, one player who was selected as well was Ivan Toney, who you'll come up against on Sunday. A very unusual rise to the top. He was at Newcastle, then went to Scunthorpe, and via Peterborough and Brentford. Now he's got to where he is. Just give us an idea of how you rate Ivan Toney.
I think it's a great story. I think this country has had stories like this in the last few seasons. The same with Jamie Vardy and how that happened. I think is extraordinary. That means that, again, the opportunities are open for everybody. That is just about showing consistency, showing quality and belief. It can happen at any age. It's not something that is determined already, that if you don't go through that phase in that period of your life, you cannot become a professional player, a top player, an international player. So I think it's a great thing again.
Is it a typical English story? Would it happen in Spain?
I don't know. I cannot think about stories like this that have been after so successful like that. But I don't know. It's maybe something to think about.
What about your opposite number on Sunday, Thomas Frank?
I think he's done an incredible job. Himself, the coaching staff, and I think the club, the clarity, the philosophy and the vision that they had and how they have executed, how they are constantly evolving it. I think they deserve a lot of credit for what they do.
And we all know finally why last week was called off and why yesterday because PSV was called off. In a way, were you very relieved that your game at Brentford goes ahead, because otherwise it would have been a long time from Zurich to after the international?
We needed to play. We want to play games. When you look at the schedule after the World Cup especially, or what we have to go through October, we need to play the games, because if not, it's going to be just impossible.